In the 1940s, Fairymead Sugar Company used jib-type loaders to load cane on its Bundaberg plantations. Tofts had a loader too. Later they built one for cane growers that was powered by hydraulics. That was an exciting development. But it wasn't until we came up with specialised front-end loaders in the 1950s that we made real headway in mechanical loading. The Quade front-end loader was a big breakthrough. It meant that even the little battler like me could afford to buy one. We could load cane which had been cut by hand as well as that cut by whole stalk harvesters. Front-end loaders gave a real boost to machine harvesting. Soon they'd virtually replaced hand loading. But with whole stick cutting, we still had to solve the problem of removing the cane tops before loading. Most cane harvesters had toppers, but there still weren't too many harvesters about. Most cane was still cut by hand, and the tops had to be removed while the stalks were lying on the ground. Oh, my aching back. Then someone came up with the idea of a mechanical topper. For a while they were very popular, especially at Mackay, where a lot of small farms still cut cane by hand. Eventually the industry switched over to harvesters that could feed the cane straight onto transport. No more lifting. But I'm getting ahead of myself again. The thing to remember about mechanical harvesting is you've got to have a system that'll work everywhere. In the early days, plenty of machines could cut in good conditions. Straight cane, flat ground, dry weather. But we really needed a universal harvester. One that could handle cane tangled like spaghetti. A machine that could plough through boggy paddocks. That was the challenge. We didn't make much headway towards that goal until the late 1920s, even though machines were still being developed. Bundaberg sugar millers sponsored the Howcroft sleeping giant. Nambour had the cantle cutter, a machine which used a sledgehammer to drive a sharp blade into the cane. And Mackay had the Miller Owen. None of them was very successful.